Hi everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Today let us discuss few questions, one or two questions, important questions or the way of solving questions based on what we have studied related to properties of solids like stress, strain, Young's modulus and all. Also elastic potential energy. So here if you take length of a metal wire is L when deforming force is F1 and L2 when deforming force is F2, then find its natural length. The question is, if you understand properly, there is a wire of length L or there is a wire of length L, natural length. Now when you apply a force F1, the length became L1. That means you should understand here that the extension in the wire is L1 minus L. That is what hidden information. And the length of the wire is L2. Now the wire length became L2 when you apply force F2. Now delta L2, the change in length is L2 minus L. And they are asking you to find L. Find the natural length. So when you apply force F1, the change is something. When you apply some other force, this is F2, the change is something else. So they did not mention what is the extension. They mentioned what is the length of the wire after applying deforming force. So L was the natural length and it became L1 after applying F1. So what is the initial extension? Delta L1 equal to L1 minus L. Now you removed F1. It came to natural length. Then again you applied another force, that is F2. Then the length L became L2. Then the extension becomes L2 minus L. Now they are asking what is the L value. The given data is L1, F1, L2, F2. Always the answer should be in terms of the given data only. Such kind of questions. Now, but here, everywhere wire is same. So wire is same means, so if you take the equation y equal to FL by AY, here y is same and initial length is same. Delta L is different, force is different, but area is same. Yes or no? Now, how can we find L value? So, in this situation, or else directly if you take this equation, F is proportional to delta L because F by delta L should remain constant. Then if you take the ratio F1 by F2 equal to delta L1 by delta L2, where delta L1 is L1 minus L, delta L2 is L2 minus L. Now you cross multiply. When you cross multiply F1 L2 minus L or F2 L1 minus L, anything. You just take it cross multiplication. So F2 into L1 minus L equal to F1 into L2 minus L. Now F2L1 minus F2L equal to F1L2 minus F1L. Now you bring this L terms one side. So F1L. So F1L minus F2L equal to F1L2. Take this side minus F2L1. Then here I am writing. So if you take L common, F1 minus F2 equal to, here comes F1L2 minus F2L1. Then if you bring this side, L will become F1L2 minus F2L1 by F1 minus F2. What is this? the natural length. So from the given data, you need to understand the situation, you need to use the physics formula, you need to manipulate accordingly, then go for the mathematical solvation, calculation part without any mistakes. So this is how understand, use the formula, manipulate and do the careful calculation. This is how you have to deal with questions. Now, similar way, let us take one more question. So here, let us take one more question, that is work done in stretching a wire by 0.1 millimeter is 4 joules. So there is a wire and initially when you extend it by 0.1 millimeter, then the work done is 4 joules. We don't know what is the wire, what is the length, what is the area, nothing they have given. Only there is a wire and if you extend it by applying some force, we don't know what is the force also, how much it is. But the extension, if it is 0.1 millimeter, the corresponding work done they have given 4 joules. And now the work done in stretching another wire. So there is one more wire. This is in case of wire 1. Now we need to think about another wire. The work done in stretching another wire of same material but with double the radius and half the length. There is condition given. Now another wire. Take another wire. You have to find same work done. Work done means what? Half into F into delta L. But we don't know what is the force. They did not mention. So we don't know the equation for F. But they mentioned that the other wire is having same material but with double the radius and half the length they are telling. See, if you write the equation for first wire, W1 equal to, or first let me write general equation, half into, F value we don't know, so remove it. F value what I can write? From the equation Y equal to FL by A delta L, Y A delta L. So delta L into delta L whole square. L. We already discussed this one. So F value what I substituted? F is Y A delta L by L. This is the value I substituted. So it became Y A delta L whole square by L. Now, if you compare wire 1 and wire 2, both are having same material. So same material means Y must be same. But area is not same because double the radius they are telling. Another wire is having radius double that of first wire. And length is also not same, length is half of the first wire. But length by 0.1 millimeter. But you have to stretch the another wire of so by 0.1 millimeter. So delta L2 also 0.1 millimeter. Such that you have to find work done. This is for the case of wire 2. But in this equation, what is that equation? Work done equation, as Y is same because material is same, then I can write W is proportional to R square, then delta L whole square by L. Then W2 by W1 equal to, here comes R2 by R1 whole square into delta L2 by delta 1 whole square times L2 by delta L1 by delta L2. Actually, we don't have to take delta L also because here delta 1, delta 2 also same. So you can remove here itself. If delta 1, delta 2 different, then take this relation. But here delta 1, delta 2 same, so you can remove this also. So then this term also won't be there. So that only L2 by L1 will be there. Now R2 by R1 if you have taken, here R2 is radius of second wire. So radius of second wire is double the radius of that first one. So second radius is double that of first one times. But half of the length. Second wire length is half. But here W is inversely proportional to length. So W2 by W1 should become L1 by L2. Please correct it. Here W is inversely proportional to length. So W2 by W1 equal to L1 by L2. So that L1 by L2 is half of the L1. So here R1 cancel, L1 cancel, equal to, here 2 square 4, here 1 by 2, 2 will go up, so 8. So W2 is 8 times W1. So 8 times W1 is 4. So what is the answer? 32 joules. So this way you please try to understand the question. That is what I said. Understand the question. Manipulate if it is needed. Then take the relation properly after manipulating and do the calculation carefully. Then only you will get the things properly. Right? So this is how you have to deal with the question. Similar way, let us try to understand one more question. Now, take the last and final question. They have given a graph where the graph is between stress and strain for two different materials. One is material A, another is material B, and their Young's modulus are YA, YB. Then from this graph, they are asking you to find the relation between YA, YB, whether YA greater or YB greater, or YA, YB equal, or YA is double that of YB, what it is, whatever it is. So how to make relation? See, if you look at the question, they have given graph. We have studied graphical analysis in basic mathematics, where from every graph you can find two things I said. One is slope, another one is area. Here if you look at the graph, you can find slope of the graph. So slope of a graph is proportional to y by x, y quantity by x quantity. So that slope of stress versus strain is also proportional to stress by strain, because y quantity is stress, x quantity is strain. So from the given graph you can find slope which is directly proportional to stress by strain, nothing but Young's modulus. So Young's modulus is directly proportional to slope. So you have to think about slope. But what is the slope of the graph? Slope is proportional to or depends on angle made by the graph with x-axis, tan theta. So that y proportional to tan theta. But here if you take A is making an angle theta A, B is making an angle theta B. So that y A by YB equal to tan theta A by tan theta B. But here theta A less than theta B, so that tan theta A less than tan theta B. Because as angle increases, tan theta increases. Tan 0 is 0, but tan 90 is infinity. That's why as angle increases, tan theta value also increases. So here denominator is more. So that what you can write it as? YB greater than YA. Here denominator more. So this side also denominator should be more. YB should be greater than YA. So such kind of questions also they will give. So where you need to use mathematical application. So mathematics can be given in any chapter. You can't define like here, there, something else. So that is the way you need to solve the questions. And today, let me tell you one last thing. That is, one more constant also comes in this chapter. That is Poisson's ratio. What is that? Poisson's ratio. So what is Poisson's ratio? It is also related to same thing. When you take a wire, when you apply force, then delta L by L we called as longitudinal strain, because length increases. But there, as we talk about wire or thin rod, the width is negligible, so we did not consider the change in width, thickness. But here if you consider the exact situation, what happens is the wire becomes thin as its length increases. When you stretch the wire, length increases but radius decreases. So there is also decrease in radius, change in radius. That's why there is also strain in terms of radius, and that we call it as lateral strain. So in case of a thick wire whose thickness is not negligible, there is a longitudinal strain, also there is lateral strain. So if you stretch a wire, length increases, longitudinal strain, delta L by L. But there is a decrease in thickness, decrease in radius, that is lateral strain, delta R by R. And the ratio, that is delta R by R by delta L by L, is defined as Poisson's ratio. Poisson's ratio is nothing but ratio of lateral strain to longitudinal strain in case of a stretching of wire, only in case of stretching of wire. And in such case of stretching of a wire, you can derive Y, you can derive B, you can derive neta, and you can define sigma. And there is a relation they have given, whose derivation is not there in our syllabus, but we will get questions in the entrance based on that. And those relations are y equal to 3b 1 minus 2 sigma, y equal to 2 neta 1 plus sigma. So these are the two relations which connects all the four constants in this chapter. So the question can come based on this also. Like for example, I will tell you. Now find the relation between y, beta, neta only. Now what I will do is take this equation. So y by 3b equal to 1 minus 2 sigma, this equation. I brought 3b this side. We don't want sigma here because they are asking only y, b, neta relation. Then from here y by 2 neta equal to 1 plus sigma. Then take this 2 this side, or y by only neta equal to 2 into 1 plus sigma, nothing but 2 plus 2 sigma. Now if you add both of them, y by 3b plus y by neta equal to 1 minus 2 sigma plus 2 plus 2 sigma, 2 sigma, 2 sigma cancel. Then y by 3b plus y by neta equal to 3. So this is the relation between y, beta and neta. Similarly, you take y common and bring this side. So 1 by 3b plus 1 by neta equal to 3 by y. So you don't bother about how these relations came because that is not a part of our syllabus. But if these two relations exist, what we can do with that? That is important for our syllabus. So like this, here also what I have done? Manipulation. So remember each and every formula. Then try to understand the importance of manipulation and practice in that manner. Then you can solve physics easily. Right? So this is all about the Poisson's ratio and the relation between them and how to solve questions. So tomorrow we will, in the coming lecture we will study the last one small thing is there. We will take the formula and we will take one or two difficult examples based on the same concept so that we can complete this chapter in this session. Right?